I think the key tips would be thinking about ingredients that are readily incorporated into foods. For example, wheat germ, people don't realize it can be put into almost any baked product really, really easily and bumps up the nutrition, right? Or skim milk powder, high in protein, can be readily added to any cream sauce or cream soup or mashed potatoes. And so some of these not very exciting ideas, I guess you could say, but they really add that punch, and thinking about how you can do that. I think we often want to go really creative sometimes, and it can not always work. Sometimes the simple suggestions work best. Make a soup, and rather than just having a plain sort of vegetable soup, throw in some red lentils. Adds a bit of thickness to it, adds some protein to it, and some texture, right? So bringing those pieces back in. Every culture will have key staples that are more nutritious than others, right? And so it's picking those things. And it's something as simple of even thinking about different types of peppers. One red pepper has a little bit more of some nutrients than a green pepper will. So older adults actually need more protein. That's one key macronutrient, we call it, that they need more of, and they often don't eat enough of. So that's the first one that I would think of. Then also things like vitamin D and calcium. We know that people's requirements for those two micronutrients actually increase with age. And they tend to be hard to get, especially vitamin D is very hard to get into your diet. And then if we think about many of the foods that people choose to eat in long-term care, things that are easier to eat, they tend to be carbohydrate-based, for example, maybe breads and cereals. They may not always be the best choices in terms of being nutrient-dense. So some key nutrients we see to be low in the food intake of older adults are vitamin E. Sometimes we see vitamin C as well, B12, folate, etc. So a variety of micronutrients are often low for older adults. So my mom actually lives in long-term care, and she was telling me about how they're giving more of the plant-based offerings. She said, surprisingly, it was really good. And so this is a person who wouldn't typically eat that. So I think moving people, even though they're still in their comfort zone in a sense, like it's something she would typically eat, but now moving it in a direction that's a little bit more nutritious. So moving maybe to ground turkey rather than ground hamburger, or moving into a plant-based protein for that protein source. So I think we can move people a little bit more healthy, even within their own traditions, and I think that's a good thing. When we think as well about cultural diets, some people want to actually experiment, others don't. So this is the challenge in long-term care retirement homes, is we have a diverse appetite and taste profile that we're trying to meet, and how to do that, right? It's a very challenging thing to do, to try to plan a menu for these settings, right, and take all these things into account. I think sometimes we like to be creative, and we think our palate will come across well, but realize older adults sometimes, many of them, want something relatively plain, something ordinary, but can we boost that in some shape or form? They like to know what they're eating as well. We found out from doing a variety of research, they don't like fancy names for things. Just tell me it's a white fish with white sauce on it. So some of the things we think of, I think in restaurant style, don't always come across, because this is their home. When they want to have that restaurant feel, they might go to a restaurant, right? But at their home, they want to know it's food I want to enjoy, food that tastes good, food that meets my needs for chewing, swallowing, or gastrointestinal conditions, food I know, right? So that's the important thing.